Strikes on Iran appear imminent at this point, though why anybody would think that this would happen via diplomatic channels is still crazy to me. We're talking about a regime that chants death to America every Friday and thinks it deserves a nuclear reactor as a reward. The Ayatollah doesn't want a deal. He wants leverage. He wants a bomb. So here's what's actually happening. According to both NBC and CBS, Israel is ready to strike Iran's nuclear infrastructure within days, possibly even hours, though I don't really think so. Not weeks, not months, days. And if they have to go at it alone, without the U.S., they will. Israeli intel is reportedly looking at surgical strikes or a sustained bombing campaign, depending on Iran's response. What's the goal? Hit them before they can rebuild the air defenses that got wrecked last October. Now, Washington absolutely knows that this isn't a bluff. That's why U.S. diplomats and military families are being evacuated from Iraq, from Kuwait, from Bahrain, and the UAE. This isn't just a precaution, it's the first move in a war plan, as we can see. You don't yank families out of bases across 4 countries just because you have a bad feeling. Something's coming. Even Trump and Pete Hegseth are out here sounding like war is minutes away. Trump, when asked why U.S. personnel were being pulled, answered with a kind of tight-tipped, "You'll have to see." Then he doubled down. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. Hegseth, now running the Pentagon, went even further. He said, if we can't figure this out at the negotiating table, then there are other options, including my department. Translation, we're locked and loaded and ready to go. Hegseth also warned that Iran about severe consequences for backing the Houthis and Hezbollah, saying America won't sit out if Iran drags the region into a war. And what sparked this? Iran being Iran. On June 12th, the IAEA officially declared Iran in violation of nuclear obligations. The first time in 20 years that they've dared to say it out loud. The vote was 19-3. Even countries that usually grovel to Tehran abstained. What was Iran's response? A, build a new enrichment site in a safe area. 2, upgrade to 6th-generation centrifuges. And then C, blame the IAEA for being political. Of course, classic Iranian deflection. When you're caught cheating, just scream that you're the victim. The Iranian president also flexed on state TV saying that we will not allow the enemy to attack even a single centimeter of our land. Good luck with that, Masoud. Meanwhile, the IRGC commanders are promising to launch hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israel and U.S. bases if they are attacked. They'll say all American military sites within the region are within reach, and that any aggression will be met with unrelenting fire. They've also hinted that they've been warned by a supposed friendly country, let's say maybe Qatar or Syria, about Israeli plans. The Houthis didn't wait. They fired a missile at Israel, claimed that they hit Ben Gurion Airport. Spoiler, they didn't. And managed to drop fragments somewhere near Jerusalem. And if you think all of this insanity is happening in a vacuum, it's not. Israel may not wait for Sunday's failed Oman nuclear talks. It doesn't trust the international community to stop Iran, and it's running out of patience. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff is flying in to meet with Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer and Mossad Chief Dedi Barnea, an emergency sit-down to figure out what Israel's next move is going to be. So here's the bottom line. Iran is daring Israel to strike. The West is scrambling. The UN is irrelevant. And if this kicks off, it won't be a limited exchange of fire. It'll be a war on multiple fronts. And unlike Iran, Israel doesn't issue empty threats. It actually acts. And when it does, the fallout won't be measured in centrifuges. It'll be measured in craters. So while Iran's nuclear chess game steals the spotlight, Gaza's humanitarian nightmare just got a lot bloodier. Hamas ambushed a Gaza Humanitarian Foundation bus last night, mowing down 5 civilian aid workers, injuring others, and possibly snatching hostages, per GHF's statement. The attack around 10 p.m. Gaza time targeted locals ferrying supplies to the distribution sites. Kogat ripped into the UN's silence on it, posting on X that Hamas murdered 5 humanitarian workers and kidnapped others. No UN statement. No call for an investigation. No outrage. Hamas-linked accounts claim that they hit members of the Israel-backed Abu Shabaab military, but the clan denies it flat out. Adding to the chaos, Gaza's entire internet and communications network collapsed today. It's a wonder why Israel didn't do it sooner. The Palestinian Communications Ministry, based in Ramallah, blamed an attack on the last optical fiber line, calling it a move to completely disconnect Gaza from the outside world. Again, if that were the case and if Israel really wanted it, they would have just done it sooner. Meanwhile, Israel greenlight 56 World Food Program trucks into northern Gaza via the Zikim crossing last night, the first since the ceasefire kicked in. But with Hamas turning aid sites into kill zones and infrastructures crumbling, Gaza is a lawless mess. The selective global outrage, screaming when Israel's involved, mute when Hamas butchers civilians, exposes the double standard loud and clear. So, China is out here buzzing Japanese planes with fighter jets like it's Top Gun, the East Asia edition. Japanese officials revealed that PLA aircraft flew within 46 meters of their patrol planes repeatedly for minutes. You know how long that is in jet fighter time? It's a miracle nobody died. But why the sudden aggression? Because for the first time ever, China deployed 2 full aircraft carriers simultaneously into the Pacific, one near Okinawa and the other trolling alongside the Philippine Sea. This is intimidation theater, and Beijing wants the world to know that it can treat or threaten anybody in the region at a moment's notice. Japan is furious. They filed a formal complaint and warned that dangerous and abnormal behavior like this could lead to disaster. China's response? Total gaslighting. The foreign ministry blamed Japan for provoking the incident and said that their patrols were normal. Normal? 2 carriers and mid-air tailgating is normal? Even the U.S. ambassador in Tokyo mocked them, calling it another good neighbor moment from a regime that bullies the Philippines, threatens Taiwan, and fires flares at Australian aircrafts. The region is getting fed up, and Japan's response is quite telling. They're going ahead with their biggest military buildup since World War II. So yeah, China is daring someone to respond, and at this rate, someone is going to do it, and it's all connected. China, Russia, Iran, the Red-Green Alliance, it's all connected. So that's what it is. We will, in my humble opinion, almost definitely see a battle between Iran and the US and Israel. It's almost completely sealed. Embassies are being evacuated. Iran is making very, very significant threats, and all evidence seems to point to war. Well, guys, don't get too scared. It's all part of God's plan. These are the messianic times. We will be seeing massive jumps towards that over the next few months, so get excited. On a side note, we just did an interview today with the German ambassador to Israel, Steven Siebert. Make sure to check that out when it does go live. For JFE.com, this has been Overnight Israel. We will catch you next time.